The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome, everybody, to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. As always, we come to you at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And what do we have going on today? We're off 13 on the S&P cash. Dow's off 168. NASDAQ's off 26. That one is kind of the more interesting to me right now, in that we're going back through that battle we had yesterday at 7,000 on the NASDAQ composite. We're slightly under it at the moment. Had a lot of bad ticks. I almost got out of some of my positions because of it. But I think probably if we were looking, or if I'm looking for a specific number today, it is a close on that NASDAQ composite over 7,000 as we dance all about it right now. We were doing pretty good. Market was just starting to get some legs under it this morning when there was more talk of a government shutdown, and nervous people already started looking for the doors. We're off 12 on the S&P cash at 26.25. We had lighter volume yesterday, and that tend to put a little sand under the keel of our ship that was sinking. Now we have the dollar index, which is anything but weak. 97.39. We'll call it 97.40 on the December contract. I'm gonna have to look to see when that one rolls over. We got up maybe another 7, 8 cents above that earlier today. We've just pulled off a little bit off that, but still an enormously strong dollar. When we look at some of the other things in the market, crude up, at least West Texas up just marginally, up 1% at 51.54. Gold looked rapidly oversold, or bought, excuse me, last night. Not that it's horrible, other than probably a normal retrace, but it's down, what, $1 or so, 1248.30. Silver up a penny, no big deal out there. Copper still hasn't made any significant charge up to the $3 level. We're at 276 right now, but it is up 4 cents. Above that $3 level would probably be pretty bullish for the industrial parts of the market. When we look at volume, as we said before, volume, we were doing about 5.5 billion shares yesterday at this time, which did come in significantly lower than Friday. And of course, we had kind of the turnaround out here. 4.6 billion shares right now. Good, but not significant. If we're talking about a huge sell-off of the bounce in the open this morning. I think we were doing fine, like I said, until we started hearing about the government closings. The markets never seem to react well to them, except the funny thing is nothing's ever happened in all those government closings. Every employee's got his cash. Everybody that had a contract got paid. It's one of the weird things that the market tends to react to that literally has had zero impact in the past, but it's still the boogeyman of all boogeymans out there, and the market is taking that into case. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on this market, but if we close lower today, I suspect that my thesis of seeing a nice little move higher may be over. I don't know if anybody can buy a market when they think that the government shutdown is coming and that government shutdowns have in the past been rather bearish. But again, that NASDAQ number is going to be very important at the close. Over 7,000 tells you that there's at least a little gas left in the tank. Under 7,000 out there tells you that the strongest sector of the big indexes can't hack it. And I tell you what, I don't think the market can take one more down move. I've been fairly modestly bullish into this market, but I think there's a handful of times you can buy dips out here, and this is probably it, a make or break moment. Anyway, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648, and I think that's about it. Okay, let's do a little history.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1978, half a dozen masked robbers raided the Lufthansa Airlines cargo building at JFK Airport in New York, making off with more than $5 million in cash, $21 million in today's dollars, and almost $1 million in jewelry. To this day, Lufthansa, as it's known, is considered one of the greatest thefts in U.S. history. Delays caused cash deliveries to arrive late after the Brinks trucks had left for the day, which meant it was stored at the airport until the next business day. And the first time that happened, a wonderful plan that eventually was going to be shown in Wise Guys ended up coming out. Anyway, 69.85 on the NASDAQ, so we'll keep an eye on that. We've got a lot of charts to look at today because it was just a multitude of stocks testing lighter volume yesterday. We want to get into that today. One of the most important ones to me was the equal weight RIDEX number. We're still, of course, way off yesterday's low. But when I was watching yesterday, this was the most interesting to me. That was that October 29th low at 95.40. We had 2.5 million shares on that date. You got into it with 1.66 million shares yesterday and bounced. You're getting kind of a little bit of dark cloud cover for that yesterday, but you got literally no juice and no volume in this. And that's going to be the toughest thing to see, is whether or not we have anybody step in before the end of the day. If we do not, you could easily, I think, see that broken. That takes you back down to the next low, and that's that February 9th low of 2018 at 93.65. And yeah, I don't think we could have a problem if we do close lower today significantly back in here, and I'd be watching this RSP. I think it's all of about 2 days down to that 93.65. So the risk has definitely picked up in the markets. I'm not willing to scream yet. I'm kind of interested in all these bad ticks coming out. Generally a sign that somebody's trying to wash people's hands out of the market with some bad ticks, but we'll keep an eye on it. 7,000 on the NASDAQ, the line in the sand.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And we're looking at the NASDAQ, 69.97. Again, that's that 7,000 area was the skirmish line yesterday. It is the skirmish line again today. You can look at that as a retest of yesterday's move. We're over 7,000 now. But the market continues to be ultra thin. And I think I feel a little bullish on all those bad ticks because they did scare me. But they got pulled out fairly quickly out of the feed. So maybe some people were trying to run some game on it. But think anybody making any predictions for the end of the day, it's got to be one of those Schrodinger's cat things. We are going to have to open the box, and that box is not going to be open till the end of the day at about 3:55 Eastern time for those people in Lutz. Give me a call, 877-927-6648. We're now just off 8 points on the S&P cash. So we'll keep an eye on this. Maybe this is just a retest. I have to tell you, I dislike it, which is probably one of the, and it makes me feel bad in my stomach, which is probably the reason to hold it. Generally, I don't have, if something's really happening that I know is true, I don't have that feeling. I just know that I need to get out if I'm on the wrong side. But when it just makes you feel bad and nasty, generally, a lot of times it's just the market trying to work on you. I think it's trying to work on me. Market, don't work on me. I've got enough things going on. What else do we have going, happening out here? Oh, I was going to say we're going to look at a lot of these charts today, so we better get it going. Let's just go through them as fast as I can because there was so many stocks going through previous lows on light volume. Some of these have continued on with light volume, so you're watching for these things to close back in the trading range. Looking for about 900,000 shares in ABM Industries, ABM, the ticker symbol. Yesterday, you had 350,000 shares as it broke through the low. Today, about 313, but they are closing below that level. ACIW, we look at this one, fairly nice setup, bounced on earnings back on the 8th of November, did so on 3 million shares. Been the last 3 days 7,000, or excuse me, 700,000. Yesterday 576,000. Today just 355,000. I like, this at about 2650 would look very interesting. It's certainly a nice pop, and the standard Wyckoff pattern I like so much. Angie Baby. Oh boy, wasn't that a horrible song? It was a very strange song, wasn't it? Did she end up killing him in the song? I can't remember it now, and I don't want to hear it again, Mr. Engineer. Angie Baby. Anyway, up fairly nicely on 3.4 million shares back on August 9th. Came back in it with 3 million shares on November 9th. Pretty much filled the entire gap. Yesterday was 700,000 shares. So again, a lot of these stocks are starting to come out. Not a big fan of this particular stock, but it does have a very nice pattern out there. So we'll keep an eye on it. What else do we have? Is this one coming in? Okay, let's go to the next one here. American Axle and Manufacturing Holdings, AXL. Wonder if they have Axl Rose as their spokesman. Almost 7 million shares back here on November 5th when this gap down, went through it with 2.2 million shares back into the trading range today, almost, or right at. Now, part of this may be the trade deal, which is rumored to see the American automobile industry go from a 40% tariff in China to a 15% tariff. But, of course, nothing signed on that deal yet. BGV, what's this? Big Five Sporting Goods Corporation, BGFV, he said. I feel like I need to be learning my ABCs all over again. This one I really like for the super light volume. October 31st, $3.16. 2.5 million shares compared to 300,000 shares yesterday. You got a little flat nothing burger out here today so far. Baidu, this one has gone into the previous low, 5 million shares. Did so with about 4 million shares yesterday. It's up on fairly light volume, but you did have a little bit of a decrease in volume in that. Okay. October 19th, 1803 on the Buckle. I think that's a retail clothing store in the mall. I'm trying to remember the last time I was in a mall. But we had DSW and Crocs and a handful of other shoe companies come out with fairly decent earnings. And women are still going to stores to buy shoes. The one thing that they will apparently go to the mall for. The Buckle, 1.5 million shares at $18.03 back on October 19th. Just 275,000 shares yesterday. So a little bounce out of here. Let's take a look at Builders. Okay. This has a low of Builders First Source. A lot of people talking about some of the things going on. I saw it earlier in the den, the V and Q, which kind of defies all logic out here, but it certainly looks fairly decent. October 30th in Builders First Source, BLDR, $11.60 with 2.3 million shares. Got into it yesterday with 1.3 million shares. Today, just 510,000 shares. You need to close above $11.60 to put in a low for you there. A blue, which is Bluebird Bio. A lot of these biotechs look to be basing out here after the downfall. October 29th, 102.21, 1.25 million shares. That goes into yesterday's 650,000 shares, so 50% lighter volume today, about the same volume, just up a little bit, though. I don't think any of these builders are going to take off like a rocket, but they certainly may find a low. Best Incorporated, BSTI, saw lows in about the $2.5 million volume levels. October 11th, 467. It's gone below that the last 2 days, got down to $4.30. But volume about 1.2 million shares today, about 1.2 million shares yesterday. Again, any of those pull back into that trading range, 467, and you could see a buy in them. Oh, we're almost back to flat on the NASDAQ. Okay. And the S&P's back to flat. Dow's off 70. NASDAQ's down 1. Russell's still off 9. We'll be back in a minute.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary Power Law Vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And I'm back. Sometimes you just have to take care of issues while you're gone. Anyway, I think we are back, aren't we? Yep, there we are. Okay, we'll get back to this. I had an email from Lonnie, wanted to have me take a look at NVIDIA. So we'll do that real quick. And the question is, what's your take on NVIDIA, especially the action at 208? my time. You're back to this gap higher. That gap higher came on 20 million shares. Yesterday, you did 15.7 million shares. Today, you got 12 million shares. Just looking at this kind of market going sideways out here, I don't expect a great deal for NVIDIA between now and the end of the year. The best thing that this could do my phone just automatically called and dialed somebody. I don't know what the deal is on that. Must have said something. Anyway, I don't expect a lot on these guys. They continue to have a lot of bad press. Am I looking for a lot of downside? No. Ideally, you'd love to see this November 20th low at 133.15 taken care of, tested. You're kind of in that already. And of course, you had 42 million shares. Man, you know, you may have gotten it this morning at 145. That may be it. But again, I don't think this thing's going to take off to the races. I suspect you're going to continue to see people short the daylights out of this, just believing it's going to go to zero. But you know what? To me, my guess is going to be that you probably, if you're going to see this thing move, it's probably going to be next weekend options expiration. Tomorrow, of course, we go into Delta neutral for the options market makers. We're going to learn a great deal more about what the market is doing. Options have continued to show higher prices all the way through December 21st. So I kind of have to sit on my hands and watch on those. Now let's go back here and check on the markets if I can get back here. Okay, S&P's up 6 points. Nasdaq's up back up 25 already. Again, I typed in the den just before the break here that if you don't like the prices, just wait 10 minutes. That's about what's happened. Now we're up 25 on the NASDAQ. So something must have gone on in some news. Man, they almost had me there. They almost had me. What else do we have? Oh, well, you want to go back to some of these. But yeah, I would say that I would wait on NVIDIA. If you're in a downtrend as bad as NVIDIA's been, normally the best time to buy those things is at the very like January 2nd or December 29th. My guess is that a lot of those things, especially when we get in low volumes, the people are going to finally sell. People are going to buy, but it just kind of drifts off and you get to the real value of the company. And to me, that is a lot more valuable than trying to take a stab at it here. And I think everything's probably going to go up a little bit. I just don't know if it's worth taking the risk in that. CIT Group, October 26th, $43.55, 1.4 million shares. Yesterday we had 866,000 shares. Today, 404,000 shares. Need to close back above 43.55 to get this in a bullish pattern. Actually, it would look fairly decent. CLGX. Another one, CoreLogic. To me, this is a much better pattern than NVIDIA right at the moment, just because it's got the full test. You went below it. You're probably going to close back above it. November 20th, $37.89, 562,000 shares. Yesterday, 378,000 shares, 276,000 shares today. But you've kind of pretty much tested those lows. It's not as well known as or volatile as NVIDIA, but it's interesting. Commercial metals has had a pullback on very, very light energy back up from the November 5th high. It's trying to get into these lows. One of them had 3.7 million shares. Today, down with 352,000 shares. Yesterday, with 862,000 shares. So certainly some of these stocks are bottoming. What I really liked about this is just the ultralight energy all the way back down to this pretty much this previous low. You only have about another 10 or 15 cents to go to where you actually pierce that October 24th low. And it looks like it's going to be on outrageously lighter volume. What else do we have? Okay, keeping an eye on everything. Dana Holdings Company, I think this is in the auto sector, to October 30th. You came down, well, either day out here, 4.5 million shares at 1366. You got to 1312 yesterday. You're closing back into the trading range today, but less than half the volume of 2 million to that 4.5 million. Data, one of these stocks actually at highs and challenging the highs. If you're looking for something that's going to break out soon, I don't know if it's going to do this before Christmas, but certainly hanging at the highs and doing fairly well at it. Last high was November 8th at 125.50, 3.7 million shares. The downside is very light volume, but the other side is this is staying at its high. So you have that. Okay. What else do we have out here? Dover Corporation, DOV. So, what is that? August 19th, 4 million shares. It gaps up with, got into it yesterday with 1.2 million shares, pulling back a little. You still may get about 76 on this, but there are a lot of stocks out here that are testing either gaps higher or previous highs or lows with lighter volume, which is one of the reasons I was fairly bullish yesterday. They scared me today. They tried to test me. Well, I may have flinched, but I didn't click the button. October 26th, $50.10 on Wisdom Tree, Japan's hedged equity funds. Symbol on this one is DXJ. $4.6 million shares. With this 2.2 million shares yesterday, a little doji out here, a little bit more sideways action. Another one where the energy off this November 7th high came back fairly light and easy. We don't do things easy. We do them rough. Freeport-McMoRan got a very good test yesterday. It went about a nickel below that October 24th low, $10.59. 46 million shares, only tested it with 18 million shares. Now, you bounced a little today on not much volume. Another one where the energy off this November 2nd high was very light. So we do have some very nice setups. These things may not play out before the end of the year, but they are making a fairly decent looking setup that maybe we could start the beginning of the year with. But we'll have to look at it. But the first place to look, tests of previous lows on lighter volume. And that's what we're doing today.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
S&P's up 6, Dow's up 33, Nasdaq's up 22. The Russell's down 4. It's the weak sister today. What else do we have? We're going to go back to Fibrogen. This one had a massive pop on the 8th of August of 2017. It came up with 9.4 million shares. Back into this thing with 386,000 shares today. So if you were looking at Fibrogen, wanted to buy it at support, support's probably not going to get any better than that. GoGo turned around a little bit today. I guess this is a Wi-Fi internet airline play. They had some problems with icing on their antennas, and they say that they've got new antennas out that are a little better. A little bounce on that. What I was looking at out here was the test of the July 16th low, $3.52. It went to $3.45 yesterday, but instead of almost 6 million shares, you got under 2 million shares, and it's back into the trading range now. Again, if these things came down with heavier volume like this one did off that November 6 high, normally I wait for these things to consolidate a while before I think that they will go higher. If they came back with lighter volume, then generally you can have a V bottom and take right off. But if you've come down with massive volume, it's an issue. Another one, Global Telecom and Technologies, GTT. Looks like this has been trying to flatten out since the August 10th low. You've got about half the volume of the October 23rd low a couple of days ago, and it's back into the trading range. Energy was lighter off that November 1st high than up to it. So some green shoots out here in some of these stocks. Huntington Ingalls Industry is testing its May 4th low at 199.61. Had 1.25 million of volume yesterday, or a couple of days ago. You had about 1 million shares, so not as light as I would like, but continues to hold around those levels on lighter volume. HUM, which is Humana, had a fairly decent test yesterday at 1.7 million shares at 299.63, with 1.25 million shares. Went $2 below the previous low, closed back in it, and is back into this trading range. IIN, Intracon, has been coming back around. Wanted to keep a close eye on this just because of the incredibly light volume. November 6th, you went to $31 on 1 million shares. Yesterday, you had 286,000 shares. Today, 121,000 shares. So volume really starting to peter out in those. And again, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648 or email me at path@tfnn.com. Summit Home Plaza. And we're up 35 now. Is that close to the high a day on the NASDAQ? What was that? Let's take a quick look out here. What was the range today? 71.29. Did we really get up that high? Guess we did. So we're way off the high. Never mind. Okay, Summit Hotel Properties. 1.6 million shares back at $10.73. I got into it yesterday with 567,000 shares. So basically 30% of the volume. Today you're into it with 378. So okay, still see some of these stocks out here at lows, but they're starting to move back into the trading range with a lighter volume. Another one that blew out some lows and may be a sign of something changing in the potash business. August 2nd, $3.12, almost 6 million shares. Yesterday, you got into it with now 900,000, so what, 1/6? Less than 1/6 the volume. Pop back in here today. You're almost back in that. You want to close above 312 for all those people in the ag sector. You might want to keep an eye on the other potash companies out there. IVE, which is the value index fund for the S&P 500, pierced the October 29th low at 106.22. That had 4 million shares with half the volume of 1.9 million shares, got to 104.97, closed back into the trading range, up a little higher today on light volume. IWB is to 144.16. This is the Russell iShares 1000 index. Had 3.4 million shares at 144. That was October 29th. Got into it with 2.8 million shares. So you shrank by 700,000 shares. You pierced it. You went below it. You closed back above it. Mr. Wyckoff would be very proud of that pattern. James Wyckoff. What else do we have down here? The value index fund. Let's look at, let's get down here a little bit farther. I'm going to run out of time today before I get all through. Again, I probably have another couple of hundred of these that we could find from yesterday of lows being tested with much lighter volume. Jazz Pharmaceuticals, 139.33 on October 7th. Did that with 3 million shares, got into it with 1.3 million shares. So almost 1/3 the volume. Pierced the low, closed back in it. Looks like it's going to close back in there today too. So don't know if we're going higher, but you're probably not going lower in these. Jabil Circuits in the semiconductor space. Of course, it does the manufacturing here in the United States for stuff not done overseas. October 26th, $22.96 with 2.3 million shares. Got into it with 2/3 of that volume yesterday. Now back into the trading range again today on light volume of about 1 million shares. JWN, which is Nordstrom's, had a test of its previous 4 million share low of November 20th. That was $47.90. Got into it with just 2.45 million shares yesterday, closing back into the trading range. Take a quick look at L. Okay, we're up 9 on the S&P cash, up 32 on the NASDAQ. And what do we have here? Lows. This one had a little bit more volume than I normally like, but it did test its previous low of 1.5 million shares on October 27th, or October 24th, excuse me, $44.72. Yesterday, you pierced that with, don't know what's called it, 400,000 shares lighter. Got down to 44.46, closed back into the trading range. And this is, if you're just not looking at the S&P or the NASDAQ for signals, if you start tearing apart these markets and you look at all the stocks, either testing highs on lighter volume or lows on lighter volume, these are where you're going to find a lot more clues than just the big fat volume on something like the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. If you see a ton of these like I have, you almost always have at least found a bottom, if not a fairly buyable bottom. October 25th, $25.35 on LKQ Corporation. Got into it yesterday with 2.4 million shares, so less than 50% of the volume. You need this thing to close above 25.35. You're kind of right there at the moment. We'll be back in a minute.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
S&P up 10 at 2647, Dow's up 50. Nasdaq's up 33 at 7,053. Looks like it tested that 7,000 once again and rejected it. Maybe there was some news I'm not sure of. Russell even looks like it's toying with the idea of going positive. Crude's up 68 cents. And let's take a little bit of a volume look at here. We're doing, I think, about 500. I want to call it about maybe 300 million shares lighter than even yesterday. So as we went down and sold off, didn't have all that kind of volume. You'd love to see some continuation with higher with a volume in the next few days. In December, that's kind of actually fairly hard to do. Norfolk Southern, as we continue on stocks, testing previous lows with extremely light volume. The October 23rd, $154.20 with 4.5 million shares with a little under 3 million shares. Yesterday, popped back into the trading range today. Came down with a little bit too much energy for me to say that you'd want to buy that long right now. But after a consolidation, if it can consolidate out, that may be a good low. What else do we have out here? I wanted to find some other stocks with the minute that we have. SCO, which is kind of interesting. This is the ultra short crude on this one. And one of the things that I like is this double repo pattern. And as long as you continue to get a close under this level, in fact, let's zoom in here a little bit. Let's turn off these gaps too so you can see it a little better. There you go. You want 10, 15 days above something like the 9-day moving average or the 3x3 displaced moving average. Close underneath it, close above it. The next close below it is the sell signal. So we may have found a fairly decent low in crude for a little while. I don't know if it's going much higher, but I think we're probably fairly sank on a low. In the meantime, sell what you can. Up now.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.